3. And hello fellows, Herogon here. Today's Tuesday, June 13th, and so far things have been a decent enough week. And right now for the start of this week, oh boy, have I done quite a few things. I ended up sticking around at my dad's RV for Monday, and I even got to see a movie with my dad and my other siblings. I just so happened to see Transformers Rise of the Beasts. For those that want to know a bit more about Transformers Rise of the Beasts, I'd suggest going down in the comments of Instagram, and you could probably ask me whether or not I should do reviews. I'm willing to try it if anyone else is interested in seeing that. And the craziest thing about this week is that that my mom was actually out in Tampa this week. She had some things to do, and I was surprised to find that she actually was coming back on Tuesday. Of course, I won't get into too much about that part, but right now things have been okay, and she's so far still trying to do the typical work stuff, and same as my dad. Now, let's get into the meat of the video in particular. And for those that want to know, I do not have a script on me. Never have and never do with these Funlogs. So that's kind of why they tend to be long in the tooth. So going into it this week, credit goes to Sean the Bro, like always with the tutorials. He's so far currently close to 7,500 subscribers, and I sure do hope that he gets a lot more over the coming months, seeing as his Unreal Engine tutorial programming videos are always a delight to go through. I have gone through pretty much all of them across the years, or rather across the 2 years that I've done them, seeing as I started out around June of 2021. So yeah, today is Tuesday, June 13th of 2023, 12:07 p.m. So yeah, it's almost close to 2 years. Crazy how time flies since then, isn't it? Now, going into this week, we have ourselves going back to the in-game shop part. And for this week, we have ourselves a bit more navigation stuff. Sean goes over making the dynamic rows and columns for store items, as you can see right now going between those. Setting up the coming soon items for unreleased content, whether you've got planned DLC way down the line or typical stuff, and preparing the shop widget for vertical movement inside each category. That's a bit important there. And going into my project itself for Funlog Friday/Showcase Saturday, a fighting game framework improvements called for blueprint side of things. No Xcode no Xcode stuff, no C++ this week. So going in, we have a few spots to do. Store row and store widget. This new store row is now used over the horizontal box in the item vertical box. That way we can have a lot more horizontal areas should we ever need that. Now in the store row itself, it's just simply a row which you can find in the palette area. Yeah, let's see. Actually, it's a horizontal box named row. And of course, it also has a canvas panel anchored to this side right here. And it's a variable as well. And going into the graph, there's practically nothing. Nothing at all. Just a simple variable for the row. That way we can call it in the Store Widget itself. Within Store Widget, there is a lot to go through. Rather a little bit. Going around here, we now have added the category index, current. Actually, no, we have added some new variables. Current horizontal box, max elements in row, and current elements in row. Now, the max elements in row will control how many elements are in a row, whether that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Essentially, how much will there be in a row? Whether it's how many items will there be, 4, 5, etc. Now we had to, of course, add a few new things. We're casting to store row this time around instead of using our item horizontal box, which is now deleted. We also want to set our current elements in row and current horizontal box in the change category. And the same goes for setting current horizontal box in the for each loop completed part. And of course, after set item details, we'll cast the store row item vertical box, getting our child at the index of current horizontal box. And once we've added the row child to horizontal box, then we increment our current elements in row if it's less than or equal to the max elements in row. And if that's true, then we increment current horizontal box and set our current elements in row as 0. That's for the change category. Now going into the event graph itself, I almost forgot. We have, of course, again added set current horizontal box in here right before move selection for the for each loop completed. And then set item detail. After set item details, we cast the store row, get child at IMBB being the target, and current horizontal box. Then we add the row as a child to the horizontal box. We increment current elements in row, typical stuff. Sort of the same, but we also create the store row widget, which has been around before. And we of course set our current elements in row, but there's also a lot more to do. In determine item button to focus, we have changed the horizontal box part to the typical cast the store row, get child at, and as store row, our target being row, get all children of that row, and that will be in the array of getting our array, casting to the store item icon. This essentially determines which item button we will focus on. And then display hovered item option, we again cast the store row, all of that typical stuff. And we of course cast that to the store item icon to determine what our brush is, whether we'll have a blue border around it or not. And finally, in our unlockable item data, or data, I know people get very specific about how they pronounce data or data. It's one of those typical old things like Hydrocity and Hydro City from Sonic the Hedgehog. It has become one of those big old debates that no one will probably figure out anytime soon. So going into unlockable item data, we have a few new spots: stage hidden and character hidden. These essentially will be our spots for coming soon parts, which will say keep playing to unlock, and that's all there is to it. It's just got random texture as the image, the description is keep playing to unlock, and the name of the stage is hidden, and the unlockable type is the stage, of course. Same goes for character. I've added 4 of the same things. You can easily duplicate them, but you may want to change the row part into the exact number, seeing as the row name needs numbers as the integer part. I won't need that for now, so let's get into the game part itself. Do note that I will not actually be playing the game. I will just be showing you the archives pot and into the store. If you notice, I have 5 elements right here, and of course that is all that. Then I can switch to stages, then back to characters, and it's pretty easy enough. I've got nothing for outfits and skins or game settings, so yeah. That is pretty much how it is with the whole deal of things. I can't exactly return from the back to the archives area from the store, but you get the idea of what little improvements have been made. So that is pretty much it for this week's Funlog Friday / Showcase Saturday. Credit again goes to Sean the Bro for all of his tutorials. They have been pretty nice to do, and I keep on coming back to these every Friday and Sunday, seeing as no matter how many times I've checked out other Unreal Engine tutorials, I feel all too confident in following others around with their logic. I mean, sure, I've probably tried something around myself, looking at other people's things, and I have to admit, I'm probably no closer to being considered the master of my own stuff that, like Sean the Bro has been. Hopefully that doesn't turn people off, and I do like Sean the Bro's tutorials, so if anyone out there is wanting to be a game developer for Unreal Engine, maybe give Sean the Bro's tutorials a shot. Fair warning though, you will have a bit of archive panic, seeing as Sean started his fighting game tutorial series right around 2019. So yeah, good luck catching up to that. Took me quite a while to catch up too, so I'll try my best to believe in the newbies. With all that being said, I've been Herogon, you've been you. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Goodbye everyone. Thank you.